there. So we are on to our sixth psalm. So we're on Psalm 130, which means that we are coming very close to Good Friday and Easter Sunday. So let's go ahead and read Psalm 130 together, and then we'll talk about it. Out of the depths I cry to you, Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to my cry for mercy. If you, Lord, kept a record of sins, Lord, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness, so that we with reverence serve you. I wait for the Lord, my whole being waits, and in his word I put my hope. I wait for the Lord, more than watchmen wait for the morning. More than watchmen wait for the morning. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, for with the Lord is unfailing love, and with him is full redemption. He himself will redeem Israel for all their sins. When we read from the Psalms, it often talks about Israel and redeeming the Israelites. It talks about Zion, and kind of feels like, us here in Canada, sometimes it feels like, well, is that really for us, or is that meant for the Israelites? And the answer is, of course, it's for us. It's for anyone who believes. We went to Mexico last March, so almost a year ago now, and we built 2 homes. It was an amazing, amazing experience. The first time I went, I was 19 years old, fresh out of high school, and it was about 10 years ago now, but I remember it so well. We built a church, and there were a lot of us. It was a huge job. And there are a couple of things that I remember. And I remember these people who didn't have anything. We came to build them a church. Their church formerly was a shed. If you can picture the shed in the back of the church where we keep the lawnmower, it was smaller than that, and that was their entire church. And so we built this church for them. And these people didn't have anything, but the women got together, and there were about 60 of us on the job site, and they made lunch for every single one of us. And it was amazing because, as much as we were giving them a gift, we were getting back so much more. And they gave us food, which for us, I would venture to say that everyone, in our group doesn't worry about where their next meal is coming from. You just go ahead and you take it from the fridge, or you go to McDonald's and buy it. We don't have to worry about food, but these people did. And then we finished building the church, and we made a cross. And the cross was like literally a couple pieces of scrap wood that we put together in the shape of a cross, painted white, I think. We painted them white. And just before we left, on the last day, everybody stood around, and the pastor from our church and the pastor from the church in Mexico stood on the roof, and one held the cross, and the other one hammered the cross in. And then we had a prayer in English and in Spanish. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And one of the little girls, she always wore a wedding dress. She would always dress up in a wedding dress. And she came and she gave me this little flower. Me and my friend were crying because it was over and because it was so beautiful. And she came, and she must have been 7 years old. I could totally picture her still. She gave me this flower, and I put it in my Bible, and I pressed it, and I lost it. And when I got back to Canada and realized that I lost it, I was devastated. I was super upset that I had lost this little tiny, probably weed that this girl had found. The point that I'm trying to make is that I had nothing in common with the people of Mexico. We didn't speak the same language. We looked different. We had different customs. We acted different. But we still came together through God. We built a church for them. They fed us. We prayed together. It was amazing. And so oftentimes when we read the Psalms, we see the word, Israelites. God loves you, Israel. And I think we have to remember that we are all part of them. We are all one. And so when we see in the Bible that it refers to Israel, especially in the Old Testament, just remember that there's something really amazing that connects every single person in this world, and it's Christ. See you next week.